Good morning. Good morning, little Bubba. Come here. Let's go outside. Let's go potty. I've been trying to have tea with ginger, some lemon juice. Hot water, they say, is really good for keeping your throat moist. Hate that word, but don't drink cold water. It's actually good to drink room temperature or warm water. And I've been drinking this spicy ginger tea every morning. What's happening here? To start, or I'll have a coffee, but this tea is obviously better for you than just coffee. Okay, official good morning to you guys. I'm drinking, I got a message. I'm drinking my tea. It's a little hot. And I'm just prepping breakfast for Johnny and I. He's gonna go do a little workout, I think, in a little bit. And yeah, so usually for breakfast, I do a smoothie or something that I can have on the go, on the way to the gym or the office. But since I'm not really doing much because of Corona, I've been really eating some good breakfasts. So obviously with my health in mind, I've been trying to stay as healthy as possible with obviously some splurge meals in there, because there's nothing better than just a big bowl of pasta or like a charcuterie board or pizza, which I've been doing all of that. But I also obviously don't know how long we're gonna be here in this whole social distancing thing. What is happening in our world is just, it's crazy, crazy time. And I hope all of you guys are staying safe and healthy and social distancing so that hopefully things can move on as fast as possible. So for breakfast, I'm doing a what I eat in a day Corona edition, if you didn't get that already. So I'm starting off with breakfast. I'm doing, I'm gonna make whole wheat English muffin. You can do toast, you can do whatever you want. I've been trying to use up as many things that are gonna go bad first as possible. So we opened this weekend. Obviously these will get stale and gross. Same with fruits and veggies. If they're going bad, I've been trying to use them first. Yeah, so that just makes the most sense. So I'm gonna start with these English muffins. I'm gonna do one per person. Well, I can only toast one at a time. So one in the toaster. I've got some avocado oil heating up on a skillet, and I'm gonna just fry 2 eggs, crack them right in to the hot skillet. Wasn't hot enough because it didn't sizzle. Oops, that heat up a little more. Okay, sprinkle a little salt and pepper. Not too much salt because I'm gonna put this everything seasoning on it, and it's very salty. So, pepper, fresh ground. I'm gonna prep the avocado because I'm gonna do smashed avocado. Again, this feels like very, very ripe, which means it's gonna go bad anytime now. Any second now. So, we're gonna each get a half of an avocado. I'm just doing this. I cut it in quarters and then, oops, it comes super easy to peel off like that. Well, right when I say that, this one was a little less success. Never hold that when you're trying to get the pit out, because sometimes you got a sharp knife, and I've had friends completely slice through their hands, so careful. All right, now all of our avocados out. I'm just gonna slice it up a little bit, chop it up, and then I'm gonna smash it. Okay, we're all smashed. I'm gonna take my favorite seasoning in the world, everything but a bagel. You can do just salt and pepper, lemon, cayenne, Tabasco, whatever you want. I'm gonna do a little bit of this in the avocado mixture. I'm gonna also top it with the egg. Ooh. My English muffin just, okay. I'm gonna put the other half in, or the other English muffin in. Okay, while this is still hot, I'm gonna take, you can do coconut oil. I'm gonna take a little bit of butter, just a little bit, and put that in while it's still hot, so it melts like this. My mom made this for me growing up, and it's so, so good. So just a tiny little sliver of butter and honey. So one side will be like savory and the other will be sweet. A little bit of honey drizzled on top, and it like melts into the English muffin. It's so, so good. So that'll be one side, and then the other side will be our avocado egg. So mix the egg, or the avocado with the seasoning. And top this half, the second half, with some avocado mashed. Perfect. And then when the other one comes out, I'll do the same. I'm just covering the eggs so that the tops can get, I like mine like sunny side up, but I don't like the top to be super runny. So I'm just covering them so that it gets a little less runny while still being a sunny side up vibe. My toast is almost ready. So again, pick one side to get a little sliver of butter, coconut oil, whatever you want. Or just make both sides the avocado egg mixture, that's fine too. But I didn't want 2 full eggs and avocado, so honey is actually really good for you. I feel like it's got a bad rap, but it has great antioxidants in it. Okay, now our egg. Just take our egg, right. Wow. Wow, that looks so good. And the avocado. How could I forget my seasoning on the top of the egg? It's like the best thing ever. Yeah, now we're talking. Let's try it. I'm gonna start with the sweet toast. That literally reminds me of my childhood. So good. That's the consensus.
Got a nice crispy edge. Not too runny of a yolk. This looks good. Consistency looks nice. Seasoning. Presentation, I wouldn't give a strong presentation. Great.
Really? I thought my presentation was on point.
Flavor and taste is exceptional.
Oh my God. It's so good. And it's healthy, full of healthy fats. Yeah.
Maybe.
Avocado is a healthy fat.
Reading an English muffin.
An English muffin, whole wheat English muffin. You can use
Still an
whatever
English
toast.
muffin.
You can use whatever toast you want, but I find that if I don't have some sort of carb in the morning for breakfast, that I am starving and lightheaded later in the day. So it works for me. You could just put avocado on a plate with an egg and have no toast if you really were concerned about the carb intake. But I feel like starting my day off, boosting my metabolism is really what works for me. So we are on our walk. A little walk we've been doing. Basically, I've been honestly walking almost every single day, trying to stay active. Since obviously there's no classes, no gyms are open, and I find it good to get out of the house. I'm really lucky that we live in a house and a neighborhood where we can leave and we're not stuck indoors. So Wynn and I and Jay are just probably gonna walk for like an hour or so, and then we're gonna go back.
Winston.
Hello guys, so I am back in the kitchen obviously, and I have just spent the past 4 hours organizing my whole house, closets, everything. So I am starving. I've changed out of my sweats just because I've been living in them. I mean, this is literally like a sweat, a comfy sweatsuit, but it's like cute. So I figured I needed to just get out of actual sweatpants. So this is a step up for me. I went on a walk as well, which was actually really nice. For lunch, I'm making a salad like power bowl or grain bowl. I love these because you can use, again, whatever you have in your fridge, whatever veggies you like, any kind of lettuce, kale, arugula. I'm using dinosaur kale, which is my favorite kind of lettuce. You can do that. Muscadine, spinach, anything. And then for my toppings, I am kind of doing just what I have. I'm doing tortilla chips to add a crunch. This is kind of like a Southwestern vibe. Almonds, which I'm gonna chop up. Tomatoes, garlic, red onion, and then I'm gonna do a cilantro lime dressing, which is super easy and homemade. I'll show you how to make it. And on the stove, I've roasted some sweet potatoes. I just cut up a butternut squash, not sweet potatoes. I've roasted those. I have my quinoa, which you can use farro, you can use really any kind of grain you want, even rice. And then I have some chicken that I have left over from 2 nights ago. So that's the beauty of grain bowls, is you can do whatever you want, any kind of dressing you want, and yeah. So to get started, I'm gonna make my dressing, which is super easy. You're gonna just cut off the stems of cilantro. This all is gonna go in there. And the beauty of this is you don't have to chop it because this is gonna do all of the work for you. So you'll put your cilantro in there. You're gonna get some garlic. I don't want too much garlic, just enough. So I will peel the garlic. 1 clove of garlic. Don't have to chop it. And then we're gonna do lime juice. And I actually have this leftover lemon from the morning, and I love lemon and everything, so I'm gonna just put that in the dressing. I'm gonna just juice these up with my juicer that I recently got from my wedding registry that I'm really excited about. So I'm gonna use the juicer. Bring these over here. How many can I fit in one hand? Here we go. Voila! I have my juice, my fresh lemon and lime juice. I'm gonna just pour in about half. Avocado oil or olive oil. I'm gonna do half and half. Well, I was gonna say I don't have enough, but let's see. I might just have enough avocado oil. A little bit of apple cider vinegar. It's very flavorful, so don't add a lot. You can also just do regular vinegar. It adds like a little zip to the dressing, which I love. And then finally some salt and pepper. Ooh, I literally can smell that apple cider vinegar. It's not great. I'm gonna just use the food mixer to mix this up, and then we'll taste it and see how we are. We're gonna do a little taste test. Definitely needs a lot more lime and olive oil. So the great thing about this is that you can actually add it as you puree or blend through the toppings. You can also use a blender. Super, super good. A little sour. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of honey. You could use agave. and a little bit more salt to balance the flavors. It is so good, guys. So I've got my dressing here. I'm probably just gonna leave it in this little thing for now. And then if you could like put that in a jar and put it in the fridge for a while, it would be even better. Now all I have to do is make my salad. Well, I'm gonna chop these first. Almonds for some crunch. I love crunch. Something that would be so good is if you added jalapeno, like a little bit of jalapeno to your dressing. That would be amazing. Now, I just gotta assemble my salad. So I've got my dinosaur kale in here, and I'm gonna pour actually a little bit of dressing because I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I hate when I get a salad and they don't mix it for you. And they just put the dressing on the side. I like mine mixed in. And then I pour the dressing on top and all the toppings absorb all of the salad. And then all the toppings absorb all of the dressing, which means none of the leaves are actually coated. So I find myself like just eating the toppings with literally no lettuce. So I like to toss my lettuce before with some dressing and then do my toppings. Okay. I've got my quinoa here. So my quinoa that I cooked and boiled, super easy. My butternut squash. I love a warm green bowl. So much better than a cold salad. Got my chicken that I just kind of reheated from the night before. Then I've got my tomatoes and my red onions. And my tortilla chips. And then finally my crushed almonds. And voila, that's it. Now I just have to pour the dressing over and toss it all together. But first, let me get a close-up of this. Oh baby, that is gonna be so good. Who says healthy food can't be delicious? So I basically made enough for 2 people. I don't wanna overdress it, so I'll pour a little bit on and then toss it and see. The dressing is so tangy and fresh and healthy. You know exactly what went into it, which I think is the best part. Alrighty, this is all ready to be plated and served. All right, got myself a big overflowing bowl of a little bit of everything. Let's dig in. All those flavors of the warm quinoa and chicken and squash with the crunchy almonds is real good. It'd be great if you could add feta or avocado. Really, whatever you want or whatever you have. This is so satisfying. Alrighty, I'm gonna finish the salad, keep on organizing, hopefully get some more things done around the house. And I'll check back in soon for, well, let's see if I get hungry. Maybe I'll make a snack. If not, I'll see you guys straight for dinner. Okay guys, welcome back to my kitchen. So obviously you can see that it's still day out and I basically haven't done much from lunch until now. But I wanted to start prepping dinner just because I'm gonna make a turkey bolognese sauce. And you could do it right before, like cook it right as you're going into dinner, but I found that this recipe, the longer it can cook and sit, the better. One time I made this and I literally had it on the stove in a hot pot for 2 days and it was the most insane pasta sauce ever. But obviously I didn't think that far ahead, so I'm just prepping a couple hours before dinner. So I'm making a turkey bolognese. You could do all veggie, or you could do chicken, you could do ground beef, you could do whatever you wanted. It's kind of whatever you have in the kitchen. At the moment, I'm using some vegetables that I kind of felt were going bad, that have been in my fridge for a couple days, since I've been home for like a week now, and I didn't want them to go bad, so I'm just throwing it in there. I have mushrooms, tomatoes, onions, carrots, bell peppers, celery, and garlic. The mushrooms I don't usually put in the bolognese, but those were going bad and I wanted to use them. Same with the bell peppers. These were halves that I used for breakfast later this week, and I didn't want them to go bad either. I also usually only do canned tomatoes, which I have some here, and you can do that. But these tomatoes also started to look like they were on their way out. I wanted to use those while they were still good and not waste anything. And the best thing about this sauce is that you can put it over pasta, obviously. You can put it over really anything. I might do it over zucchini noodles tonight because I feel like I've been eating so bad this week, just like the worst foods ever. So I think if I can convince my sister and husband, I can do Zoodles.
We want pasta.
Okay, well, maybe I'll do Zoodles and pasta. So anyways, you can put it over whatever you want. You don't have to use these vegetables. You can do different vegetables. The normal base for this is I usually just do garlic, onion, carrots, and celery. And yeah, so I have a cast iron cast iron pot. You can use any pot you want. I just love the flavor on that. And I'm gonna just cook these according to how long they take to cook. So I'm gonna start with the onions and garlic, and I'm gonna go from there. Okay, so as you can see, I have some olive oil. You can use whatever oil you want. That can get really hot, and I've got it heated up, and I'm gonna start by adding my onions. Hear that sizzle? Sorry, I cut these on the cutting board with my tomatoes, so they look a little red. And then I'm gonna pop that garlic in there, which is a great aromatic. I've been eating so much garlic. It's so good for you, and it's great for your immune system, which I'm obviously thinking of at the moment. Add in a little salt and pepper to start off. You can make this sauce spicy, you can do it not spicy, up to you. So I'll just let that kind of cook down and continue stirring. So as you can see, these have already started to brown a little bit. This is where I'm gonna add the carrots, because those also take a while to cook. Cook them for about a couple minutes, and then I'll add in my celery next. If you feel like it's getting dry, feel free to add more olive oil, but I think it's good for now. Okay, I turned off the light because I felt like it was kind of blowing out in the video. So hopefully this is better for you guys. Adding in my celery. A little bit more olive oil, just because it's a lot of vegetables. This is a slow drizzle. And a little bit more salt and pepper. Just helps cook it down faster. Alrighty, that's been cooking down a couple minutes. Adding in the peppers. This will be a new thing. I've never cooked with peppers in a bolognese sauce, but using up all those veggies, this is definitely veggie friendly. Kind of a lot of vegetables for such a small pot, to be honest. Now you really want these tomatoes to cook down because it's not canned tomatoes, so they're hard and not as sweet as the canned tomatoes. Not as much flavor, so we want to incorporate those early on so they really get broken down and there's not chunks of tomato in there. Usually I cook my turkey in the same pan, but since this is super full, I'm gonna cook my turkey on the side and then put it in because it's gonna be difficult to cook the turkey in here with all these veggies, but once it's cooked, I'll add it back in here. Okay, so I've got my turkey over here. I'm using a spatula. I'm gonna try to, as it cooks, kind of grind it up like this. Well, that one's a little frozen still. I had this in the freezer. So that they're little chunks and not big chunks. You want it to be seamless throughout the sauce. This is actually both frozen turkey. This one looks a little different. They're different brands. Again, when I was buying these groceries, I couldn't get the same brand. There was hardly anything at the store. Anyways, back to here. This is really cooking now. All those flavors. So good. I think we're about ready to add the mushrooms. This is our last vegetable, and they will cook super fast and release a lot of liquid. Alrighty, so these veggies are super cooked now. I'm gonna add in some, these are diced tomatoes. I've got crushed tomatoes. Again, kind of whatever you have, no preference. Combine all that yumminess. Gonna probably need another can or two. I just didn't want to overwhelm this pot. It's looking a little small, to be honest. I might have to transfer it into a taller pot. And my turkey is almost done over here. My turkey is cooked through. This is boiling up. Now you see how this has chunks in it? That's fine, but I mean, you can totally skip this step, or you can cut your veggies smaller. But I'm actually gonna use, either you can put this whole mixture in a blender or an immersion blender, which essentially blends from up here. This is how I make my soups actually. Butternut squash soup. So basically it's just kind of chopping up everything into really small pieces. I don't want to puree it to where it's just all one gunky thing, but if you, as you can kind of see, it's just getting a little bit smaller. Ooh. But look, now unless it's not so chunky, it's more looking like a sauce that could go over pasta. I actually think that's about right consistency. Oh, it's perfect. That's perfect. All that flavor of the veggies all combined. Unplug this baby. Now I can add my ground turkey. Let's see if I overflow. TBD. It might be just right, but if I add another can, I think I'll overflow. Oh, looks like I just made it. Yep. See, if it gets a little thick like that, you might need to add in another can of tomatoes with all the liquid, because it kind of makes it a little thin. Or you can always add chicken stock or vegetable broth, water even, up to you. But it's looking really good. Now you're gonna just kind of put this on a simmer. Oh wait, one more step. You might not have this, but tomato paste adds so much tomato flavor to any sauce, red sauce. It's like the best thing ever. Combine that in. A little more salt and pepper. A lot, because, oh, I know what I'm missing. Hello. Important step, red wine. You can skip this, but it adds so much flavor. It's so good. Oh, it smells so good. Look at that, it looks purple. I need to just combine it. It's like all sitting at the top right now. Just adds this complex flavor to the sauce. That is so good. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm gonna just let this simmer uncovered. All those flavors will combine. And I'll check back in a little bit. Okay, this baby has been simmering for hours, and honestly I totally forgot I should have done this in the first step, but if you have some bay leaves, add that into the broth and stir that in and let that simmer with it. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of paprika. If you have any of these spices, great. If not, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. A little bit of garlic powder. I have a lot of soup here, so. If you like a little kick, I like to add a little bit of red pepper flakes. And then to finish it off, garlic and herb. And I have some fresh basil in my garden, which I will top this with when it's basically done. And then lastly, this is a little hard, but onion powder. It's a little hard. Okay, and then I like to add a little bit of, you can either add sugar or nothing. I like to add a little honey, just for the touch of sweetness, just a little, not a lot. And then give that a mix, and then let it sit for as long as you can. You can always bring these out. Ooh, thyme. If you have fresh thyme, that's even better. I'm gonna add in some fresh thyme, which I have, and stir that in. And let it keep simmering. Coming out to my little at-home garden. Oh no, I thought I had fresh thyme. I guess I'll use the basil to top it with. And then, oh, sorry, I need my fingers. I'll put some fresh, this is Italian parsley. And then we've got some basil, and we'll add that into our sauce. So I didn't even realize, but my all-star husband actually had these in the fridge. So I've chopped up these herbs here. These are the herbs he bought. I'm putting rosemary, the whole thyme sprig, and it'll be easy to fish out because it's a whole sprig. And I'm just putting that in. It's gonna be so, so good. Okay, so we're back into the kitchen. The sauce has been going for a couple hours now, and I've convinced my sister and Johnny to do Zoodles tonight. So it's a carb-free dinner. Actually, I'm gonna do like a little bit of garlic toast, garlic bread, since we're not doing noodles. But yeah, so I actually don't know how to use this, but Alex is like the professional zoodler. So she's gonna zoodle some noodles. Zoodle some noodles for us. And in the meantime, I'm gonna just cut up some bread, which isn't too complicated. Zoodle some noodles. So she's just cutting off the ends of the zucchinis. It's gonna be like a little crostini, a little garlic herb crostini situation. Okay. So,
put it in, crank it, and
is this zucchini too small? Is it going?
yeah. Unless we want a different size.
It doesn't look like it's doing very good.
It's coming out.
It's a small zucchini. Oh, it's stuck. It's coming out. I'm gonna zoom in.
This one has different shapes and sizes, so these ones are pretty thin. But
No, I chose one of the thicker sizes.
Oh,
Wow.
coming out pretty thin.
And the core is like coming out the center.
So you don't have to de-seed it.
It's perfect.
How convenient.
Perfect.
$23 on Amazon.
I'll link it below so you guys can shop it. All right. For my garlic bread, I've sliced my bread. And I'm gonna cut up this parsley. Fresh parsley from my garden. It's actually great. I just bought those like potted plants from like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's and just re-put them in cute little pots. And they seem to be doing all right lately. This might have been a little bit too much parsley, but I'll put the extras in the sauce. Now, it may seem like a lot of zucchini, but it cooks down like crazy. Make sure you do extra. Oh my God, I just scissored my nail. Ouch! I don't even know why I'm doing this. I really need a knife. This is not the right knife, but I'm gonna take my garlic, push this aside. I've got some olive oil that I'm gonna drizzle on top of the bread like so. And I'm gonna use a little bit of garlic salt. Sprinkle it on top.
It's really giving me an arm workout.
And then since I want both sides of the bread to be toasty, I'm gonna flip it over. And I'm gonna oil the other side of the bread as well. Now, I've got some garlic. You could use fresh garlic, but I'm just feeling lazy after I did so much garlic for the pasta. But I'm gonna just put some garlic on.
That's a big chunk.
It's garlic bread. If I have extra, I'll just smear it in. Not too much, not too little.
Ready to go.
Okay, so now, after she's done with that, we're gonna sprinkle a little salt on top of the zucchini, which helps all the water come out. So we'll sprinkle it with salt and we'll let them sit for at least like 10 minutes, and then we're gonna squeeze all the water out, which helps with the noodles so they're not so watery and soggy, because nobody likes soggy Zoodles. Okay, so I've got my garlic on my toast. I'm gonna put the garlic salt on top. If you wanted to put some Parmesan, I'm gonna do a little bit of, whoop, that was a lot, a little bit of parsley on each piece. General sprinkle of salt, because we're gonna squeeze it all out, so don't freak out if you think, oh, that's so much salt. When you squeeze it in the paper towel, it kind of comes off. Yay! This bread looks so good. You see? When we're like 5-10 minutes away from being ready to eat, I'm gonna just pop these in the oven on broil so they get super crunchy, but not like a crouton. Like, I don't want to completely dry them out, just like a little baked on top, like gooey in the middle. Not gooey, but you know, whatever. And then I'll squeeze these out in like 10 minutes and we'll be ready to plate.
All right, we're ready.
Bread's going in the broiler. Top shelf. Alex is gonna drain the Zoodles, so she's just folding it up in a paper towel and over the sink, just wringing it out.
Squeezing it as hard as I can.
And I'm gonna so she's gonna put the Zoodles in here after they're squeezed, and I'm gonna spoon the sauce over the noodles, the super like boiling hot sauce over the noodles, which will cook them enough because it's really, really hot and they cook really fast. So if you wanted to, you could.
Will you get another paper towel?
Yeah. So you could hand sear them like in a pan with oil and cook them that way, but honestly, don't think it's necessary just because they are. I got these bowls for my wedding, this black set. I've been wanting black bowls for a while now. I just think it makes the color of the food pop and it's so pretty. Check my bread.
Get a little tangled.
Okay, so as you can see, all those Zoodles basically is hardly anything. Now I'm gonna spoon the hot tomato sauce over the noodles and they're gonna cook. Okay, so here we are. Let's see if I've got enough sauce. I'm gonna just kind of toss the noodles in with the Zoodles with the sauce and see if they're coated to my liking. Don't forget, they're a little crunchy, but they'll be okay. I think the edges are a little toasted. Extra crispy, let's say. We'll survive. So we'll just plate the Zoodles.
Fine, do you want wine or water? Or what?
And I'll do a little bit more sauce for good measure on top for each bowl. Because this sauce you can almost eat like a soup or like a chili. It's so good. And it's pretty thick, so it's not like a runny pasta sauce with that meat. It's basically a soup or chili. If you added beans, this definitely could be chili. So good. And a little bit of garlic bread for each plate. And that's it. Look at that. That looks cheesy and delicious and healthy. Bon appetit. So, we're all sitting around my couch and we're gonna watch a movie, but first, let me try it. Crunchy. It's actually so good. It's gonna be hot, so. Really good flavor. And I like that I didn't cook the zoodles completely because it adds more texture and they're not so just mushy. So overall, super yummy. I'm gonna watch a movie now. I hope that this video was entertaining for you to watch, and I'm hoping that you guys try some of these recipes because they were all delicious and pretty easy.
Oily protect.
They were all delicious and pretty easy. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog and are not having a terrible time social distancing in this corona during this horrible, horrible time that our world is facing. But I hope that forces you guys to get in the kitchen and to start cooking and to try something new. And who knows, maybe you're really good. So have a good one and I'll see you guys soon.